What's up, guys? Welcome to Nitro Gaming, where we do a ton of trading on FC25 Ultimate Team to help you make coins. And today on FC25, we've got the FC Pro Live cards active again. Now, not all of them, like Kadioglu. His card isn't active until next week, next Monday. But today we've got cards like Palacios, who we were able to pick up, guys, for 104,000 coins. And that was on the expensive end, as we got some for like 95K and less. Those cards are active today. Anything in Group B is active today, which means that they can get upgraded, they can get playstyles, they can get Roll++, and go from 87 to 88. In theory, could even go to 89 rated, but that's probably not going to be until their second match day, which is in a month. Either way, we know these cards were about to go up in price, which is why we've been investing in these cards. And if you take a look at Xavi Simons here, who is in Group B, and Vergang Anders, who's one of the more famous players in the esport, we got this card for 560,000 coins just a couple of days ago, and he's up over 300,000 coins. It makes you wish you would have bought even more. But given the fact that we are 5 million plus coins deep in these investments, I think today is about to be a very, very good day. From Black Friday to Winter Wildcards, and Team of the Year isn't that far away. If you need any extra coins, check out Loot Bar. Not only are they already cheaper than the other platforms, but when you use my code NITRO, you're going to get another 8% off of that, and 5% more coins than what you bought. It has great reviews, big creators use it, and you get your coins within a few minutes. So if you need quick coins, Loot Bar is the place to go. Yesterday's video here on Nitro Gaming was all about Fodder, saying it was the last great investment for Black Friday. If you hadn't bought anything else, then buy these Fodder cards. And I shouted out the 85 rated cards, guys. And if you take a look at these cards at about 5,000 coins now, 4.9K, you can see on these 85 rated Fodder cards who dropped all the way down to less than 4,000 coins on Black Friday. But even yesterday still, these cards were 4,000 coins. And that's when we shouted them out. Over the course of the last 24 hours, they have risen to 5K. And I'm here to tell you, hold, at least until Wednesday, probably. You could sell Tuesday night, Wednesday if you wanted to, but you could also even hold past rival rewards, where they'll probably take a little bit of a dip, but I think they rise into next weekend as well, or this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So you could hold these Fodder cards a little bit longer, or if you wanted to, you can just take the quick profits and get out of there. But that's our Fodder update for today. Let's head in to FC Pro Live. Yesterday, we shouted out Oxlade Chamberlain at 30K. He is now 37K. We shouted out Osimhen for about 103,000 coins. He is now 112. Not as big of a rise percentage-wise on Osimhen. He honestly still seems kind of low. I could expect that card to go up a little bit more today, because what we're going to see is all of the pro players are active again today, which means that these cards like Benzema, Simons, Palacios, you also have Igor Silva, and then you also have one of the cards that was an SBC, which is going to be active today, and then I believe Al Abed is the final Group B player. Now this card, very tough to link, obviously a Saudi Arabian player from the Saudi League. It'll be interesting to see if that card gets hyped up today, how high it could actually go. I haven't invested in Al Abed, but we have a lot of Igor Silva for 11K. He is now 14K. We have a lot of Palacios for about 100K. He is 150. And what I'm going to suggest to you guys is, if you wanted to hold until the first couple of games of the match day, I believe that most of the cards will spike up in price early in the games. However, by game 5, when they're about to finish, maybe these cards come down a little bit. Last week, if you take a look at cards like Alex Oxlade Chamberlain, he was a card that rose while the event was going on very, very nicely. As you can see on Monday, this card went from 35,000 coins, and then after the event, after he got his, his wins, he went all the way up from about 40,000 coins before the event started. He hit about 80K. It shows 71K. Hit about 80K, dropped back down, but then went up again after he got upgraded. So some cards are going to go up. But other cards, if you take a look at last week for week number 1, where was another card that was active in week number 1? Morsi was a card that was active in week number 1. It wasn't so favorable after the upgrade happened. As you can see right here, this card was about 16,000 coins going into Monday. When the event happened and they got their first win, he went from 20K all the way up to over 30,000 coins. But then he crashed after the event finished and the live stream was over. He crashed really, really hard. So you don't want to really hold any of the cards until afterwards, because there's a good chance that this will happen to the cards like Benzema, like Palacios, like Xavi Simons. There's a very good chance that these cards will crash after the event is over. And even though maybe a couple of them do rise, it's not a risk you want to take. So trying to sell right here during that spike is going to be the move. But when that spike happens, and if it happens, is still risky. To guarantee your profits, sell right here. If you want to take risks, you got to try to time it right, because they probably will spike during the event, but they might also crash down very hard afterwards. So it's very risky. I would suggest just selling beforehand if you want to guarantee your profits. But if you want to take the risk, I might do the same on a few of the cards. Now, here's the deal. Not all of these cards are active today. However, all of them are going up in price. We can see cards like Gabriel Jesus. We got this card right here for 360,000 coins. He's up to 440K, and he's going to go higher today during the promo, especially cards that are in Group C, like Kadioglu, who we took a look at earlier. This card on Black Friday, not even rival rewards, it was several hours after Black Friday started, was under 100,000 coins. And we picked this card up during that time. I had already bought all of our other investments, yet I still was able to go out and get some Kadioglu's literally a full day after I bought the other FC Pro Live cards for about 90,000 to 100,000 coins on these cards. He's up to 140. Once people see how expensive some of these cards get during FC Pro, and how expensive cards like Benzema and Palacios have gotten before today, before Monday, they're going to buy these cards like Kadioglu, trying to hold until next week. And so I could expect every single one of these cards to go up during the live stream. But the FC Pro Live cards aren't the only cards that are going to be moving up in price for us today. There's also investments to be made early today on cards that might be hyped up during this event. Last week we saw that in Group A, where cards that were being used by the professionals went up in price because people thought, if I buy this card and I use it, I will also be a professional and I will go undefeated in Weekend League. It doesn't really work that way, but it doesn't stop people from buying cards that are used a lot in these promos or in these events by the pro players. So you look at Manu Bashor's team right here. You've got cards like Courtois in goal, who could definitely be a card that people might go out and get. Ousmane Dembele on the wing. Maybe his inform goes up because he's being used right there. And then, of course, Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez, in general, I think is going to be used by a lot of pros, and so that might go up in price today. You take a look at the bench, you also have Kadioglu and Oxlade-Chamberlain. Kadioglu is one of those cards that keeps popping up as well, and shout out to Rami Lueso for basically sending out all of these professional players' teams that they're going to be using today. It looks like Abo Fazi is also using Diogo Dalot at right back. So that's the second player already using Dalot. Basically the same back four and goalkeeper there. So very similar team. And then on the bench, you also have Kadioglu. Right there, Osimhen also on the bench, and Adeyemi. We'll see if he gets hyped up at all. He also has Bongiorno and Savanier from the current Thunderstruck promo. Let's go ahead and take a look at Vergang's team. Savanier is in his starting 11. I think that is going to be a huge statement, and I think that Savanier card could be a low-key shout. He is starting Kadioglu in his team. That is not his FC Pro Live player. That's actually one of the opponent's FC Pro Live players that he's going to be playing against today. Yet he's got him in the starting 11, as well as Gravenberch, who is not going to be active until the coming weeks. He's also using Mbappe. Of course, it looks like everybody's using Mbappe and Virgil van Dijk and Theo Hernandez. Courtois again. Then on the It looks like one of the last players. We got two more players. This is the team that Peugeot is going to be using today. He's got Van Dijk, Theo Hernandez, and Saliba as well. So very similar back line, except for he's got Alexander-Arnold and Van der Sar. Rafael Leao is popping up in his team as well. We've seen him a couple of times, as well as informed Patry Guijarro. I think that there's some upside to that card. And then we've got the 10S or the 10S. I'm not exactly sure how to say his name, but he's got Theo Hernandez again, Diogo Dalot again, Van Dijk again, 90 Courtois again, guys, and Savinir again. So those are the cards that are popping up in the teams constantly. And I think that once people realize all the pros are using some of the exact same cards, that a lot of people are going to go out and try to copy them. So maybe buy those cards right now when this video comes out. Shout out to Notification Squad. Let me know if you're part of the Noti Squad down below. I'll heart your comment. But you've got an advantage today. If you get in early on these investments, they could spike while this event is going on. I just now went out and picked up a Diogo Dalot for 180,000 coins. I think that since a couple of the pros are using him, he could go up a little bit today. The other card I really wanted to invest in was Savinir, because several of the pros are using him and the other ones seem to have him on the bench. He might be just a hidden gem. The problem is EA haven't updated his price range since he came out. He has literally been every single minute of his release at 20,250 coins, because that is the cheapest you can get him right now. Now, there's a good chance that today he spikes above 20K. I just really don't want to be spending that, knowing that right now he's probably worth like 14 or 15K. But we'll see what happens to this card today. It'll be interesting. I think that Patry Guijarro card, maybe even her gold card, but especially that inform card, 92,000 coins for Patry Guijarro. I think that this is a card that could do pretty well today. Maybe spike up. Let's see, last week, did it actually spike up on Monday? It did actually go up a little bit on Monday. It went from 71,000 coins all the way to 88K on Monday last week. So a couple of the pros using it last week as well. And it looks like this Patry Guijarro could go up maybe above 100K today. It's risky a little bit, but I think it should work out for some of these cards that are used so much by these pro players. Speaking of things that EA have still not fixed, like Savinir's price range, the XP is still broken in objectives. I've gotten a lot of comments about how you can't claim objectives, can't claim XP. It's happening for everybody, so don't freak out. EA will probably fix it eventually. I mean, I don't work for EA. I don't know for sure, but thought I'd cover that before we ended today's video, which is right now. But before you go ahead and drop a like on the video. That would help me out a lot. All right, I'll see you guys again in the next one. Peace out.